Добрый день, мы в Стокгольме на Сенной площади, на площади Сенного рынка, и где мы встретили сейчас Гуниллу Бликст, стокгольмского фуд-блогера и организатора разных фуд-туров. То есть Гунилла водит людей по самым разным вкусным местам Стокгольма, и сейчас мы пойдем вместе с ней в одно из традиционных мест, где куда шведы приходят на фику. Заодно узнаем, что такое фика, потому что нам рассказали, что в Швеции сняли 5-серийный фильм, где спрашивали у разных шведов, что такое фика, и вот, наконец, где-то к концу 5-й серии какой-то консенсус
был найден.
Да,
пойдем фикнем.
Да, пойдем фикнем. Фиканем.
Fika is an informal cup of coffee, to make the short version. But it's almost like a culture here. You could go for fika with your friends. You can go with just a date with your employer. You can have fika as a coffee break. And yeah, it's almost like a culture.
But what makes fika so different from a normal, you say, coffee break?
I think it's kind of the Swedish tradition that it is so informal, and it could be a way to meet people crossing the borders between, people with high rank on the social scale and low rank on the social scale, and also with people. If you don't know people so much, you think maybe we are going to be friends, or maybe we are going to date. Let's go for fika, because it's very informal.
Фика — это такой традиционный безалкогольный шведский праздник.
Ну, не праздник.
Как у нас люди знакомятся, да, там. In Russia we use alcohol for these things.
Such type of things, yeah.
Yes. And Swedish people use fika.
Yes, a lot.
Okay.
Yes, we do. And I think that is also a tradition from past days, because in 1800s we had so many problems with people drinking too much alcohol. And then at that time it was also the time where the laws were not so strict, so you could have coffee. Before that it was forbidden here it is, for ordinary people to have coffee. So at this time a lot of things happened which made this fika culture to happen. Vetekatten. Yeah, this is a play with words. So it's almost impossible to translate.
Yeah.
But I'll try to. Katten is a cat.
Yeah.
Vete is the wheat that you bake the cinnamon buns from, for instance. But here in Stockholm, you have an expression. If you ask a question and you really don't know, you can say, "Det vete katten." And the lady that started the business here, she was asked the question, "What are you going to call your new coffee shop?"
Yeah.
And she said, "Det vete katten."
Okay.
So that's how it happened. Let's have a look first.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, let's look around. Yeah.
Шведы фикуют. Неплохая замена алкоголя.
So, as you can see, here is a counter where you order all the things that you want to have. Then you get a tray with what you want to eat on the tray. You take your tray, you go into the little dining room, and you pour yourself your coffee or tea. Because fika can also be tea. Doesn't have to be coffee. No, but it comes from the word coffee. Because back in time, people out in the country, here in Sweden we say kaffe, and out in the country you say kaffe, and you take the word coffee, break it in two, put it the other way, fika. Simple as that.
То есть по-русски фика это будет феко.
Феко.
Okay. You can find all kinds of people here. The old, nice, small ladies that come here with their friends to have a cup of coffee and something sweet to eat. You can see families with kids, and you can see business people that come here. So this is a very mixed place, but the environment is very old-fashioned. Okay. They also have a very modern part. Yes, on our way we can see the bakers working here in the bakery. This is the dough, which is spiced with some cardamom. Yes,
Here's
and
the modern part.
here is the modern part. And as you can see here, they also have the counters with all the things that you could have together with your coffee, and they also sell bread that you can buy for breakfast and so on.
Fika is usually lunch, or you can start.
No. If you live in the north of Sweden, you don't eat breakfast. You have fika.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Fika is something that you have between breakfast and lunch, after lunch, in the afternoon. Don't call a Swedish coffee at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because between 3 o'clock and 50 minutes past 3, everyone will be at fika break. Yeah.
Полдник, который может случиться в любое время суток. Да? Так.
And you can, of course, always have fika in the evening too. This always started with a bun, cinnamon bun or cardamom bun. Then they had a sponge cake or an ordinary cake with cream. And after that, 7 different kinds of biscuits or cookies.
7.
7 kinds. And this is very important. It has to be 7 kinds. Because if the housewife made less than 7, she was, this...
Considered being a bad housekeeper?
No, but she was holding too tight to her money.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But if she had more, maybe she was boasted.
Okay.
So 7 was the perfect number of the different small cookies. And these cookies were often made from this shortbread dough.
Shortbread.
Yeah. And here we have some examples of different kinds of buns. I think this might be the cinnamon bun. No, this is a cardamom bun. Det här är kardemummabullar, va? Ja, där borta är kanelbullarna. Yeah. Okay, the vanilla filled ones. And here, as you can see, they are popular. They are almost sold out. These are the cinnamon buns. And here are a lot of other kinds of these buns that are made from this dough that they bake with wheat.
Те самые плюшки, которыми Карлсон баловался.
These are hazelnut cookies. Yeah. We are calling these for Brussels biscuits.
Brussels biscuits.
Yeah, and these used to be shaped like 4 small squares, and then there will be the chessboards. Toffee cakes, yeah, and these are with raspberry.
Raspberry.
This is the chocolate bread, and this one has a very nice name. It's called a dream. So I think we should have a plate with 7 different kinds, so we can do, the traditional way. Have you tried the cinnamon bun?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you want to try a cardamom bun instead?
Yes.
Yes. Hej! Vi ska göra lite så här kafferep. Har ni sockerkaka? Nej. Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my favorite, the one with the cardamom. So I think that back in time the buns were about half size or one third. So when I grew up, we didn't have as big buns as these. So my grandma and my mom, they made smaller ones. So after the bun, you should have some sponge cake. And usually we don't cut it this way.
Ломай его полностью.
This is perfect. Perfect in size.
Кекс, так он есть.
You have a cake like this?
Yes.
But different shape, and we call it keks.
We have these round ones also.
Это ватрушка, да.
Это bulle.
Я не уверена, что к нашей третьей съемке сегодня я смогу еще что-нибудь есть.
Не, песочное печенье.
Как Danish cookies.
There's a trick to make them.
Как курабье.
Да. It's really good. Риска.
Абсолютно.
They are super easy to make because you make them like long things on the tray and just and bake it off in the oven. Almost all of these are baked by the same kind of ground dough. It's this shortbread dough, and then you spice it different ways.
Как говорит венгерская пословица, не доел, возьми с собой.
Пока-пока.
Да, пока-пока.
But we have forgotten one thing. Påtår.